she's just a shining example, I think, of determination and will and really hard work and just positive energy. I think she's done so much. If you've read the interview with her on the blog, she was a teen parent as a youth, and she'll probably share some of that story. She was determined to create a different legacy for her kids and to stop the generational cycles of teen parenting, but also then to be support for other teens who have gone through what she's gone through. She has two beautiful kids, now in her 30s. She went to college and now has a nonprofit called Rosemary's, where she is helping other teens. I think it's just incredible what she's doing. I can't wait to hear her story. So I'll let Rosemary share it with you.
Before I begin talking, I always say a prayer and give a shout out to God and say, just fill me with the words to inspire and for them to take away one thing from me, if nothing else. And, you know, whether that's the name Rosemary's Babies or whether that's, man, I don't want to give up or I can't give up because there's someone out there who believes in me. And that person, hopefully, they know it's me. And so, as I sit here and I think about what do I talk about today, like Lisa said, and I appreciate her so much for inviting me to do this, I have had some journey in my life. You know, prior to being a teen mom, I was exposed to the socioeconomics of living in, you know, just subpar environments. I grew up in Avondale, and I was a bookworm with brothers and sisters, and I didn't realize that in Avondale there were drug dealers and there was violence and there were all these things because my family tried to shield me from those, my mom and my dad. But what a person can't shield you from is the environment in which you live. So I was exposed to drugs, not outside of my house, but inside of my house, from my parents, my dad. I was exposed to violence, not outside of my house, but inside of my house, from my parents. I was exposed to verbal abuse and physical abuse, not outside of the house, inside of the house. So where you're supposed to feel protected, I was not. And I will never say that all of these things brought me to be a teen mom. I won't pose blame on my family, but I will take responsibility to say that when I was hurting, I didn't have anybody. And so that led me to live a dangerous life and expose myself to a toxic environment. And I made me toxic. And I hurt, and in hurting myself, I ended up with a baby. And what do you do from there? I'm 16, I'm going to school, and the only thing I could think about was, man, I gotta get an education and get out of here, because I knew that was the only way, but I feel exposed. You know, how do I get up out of this situation? You know, I didn't have support when I got pregnant at 16. You know, my mom was angry, so angry with me. Some of the words that she said were so vile. And, you know, I remember sitting there just thinking to myself, like, if I could get an abortion, or if I could give up my baby for adoption, or if I could just run away from myself. But the thing is, you can't run away from yourself, because you know what? It's yourself. When you look in the mirror, it's there. Your problems are there. And no matter how much makeup that I put on my face, no matter how many smiles that I put out there to other individuals, that pain stayed inside of me. For so long, that pain stayed inside of me. Even when I had my daughter, when I decided not to give her up for adoption, even when I walked through so many journeys by myself and so many just different things that hurt me so badly that sometimes I can't even name it, because when I speak it, it makes it real. The one thing that I learned about being a teen mom is, you know, we we walk around and we will always have this blame on ourselves and feel like we are insufficient. You know, as I go out here and talk to other, I call them roses that blossom through concrete, and these are women like me that were teen parents, but now they're so successful and they're doing all these things. But I find that we have the same pain, that we're all interrelated, because we all still feel that insufficiency in, if my kid is not successful, then I'm not successful. If my kid goes out here and does this, what did I do wrong? You always feel this insufficiency. And so in building Rosemary's Babies, that's one of the things that I wanted to try to change. And in changing this feeling and emotions that we carry around with us all the time, it repeats that toxicness within your family. You gotta break this chain. You know, the chain has to be better, the legacy has to be better. And so what did I do? I educated myself. You know, what did I do? I leaned on my children a lot of times. When I couldn't love myself, I loved my children. When I couldn't get up in the morning for myself, I got up because I knew this person was depending on me. Not every teen parent can do that. Sometimes they end up in these toxic relationships and these toxic friendships in order looking for something to make them feel whole. So with me, because I couldn't love myself, I loved them more until I could learn to love myself. My daughter, when you're hurting, talk to me. When you're going through something, talk to me. I remember that I tried so hard not to be like my parents. Has anybody else out there like, when I get grown, I will never do what my mom and my parents did? And then you find yourself repeating the cycle because you're trying so hard to change or do something different that you don't realize that you're repeating it. So I remember when my daughter was 12 years old and she said to me, you know, she's got the best house and I'm with this man that, you know, he's not her father, but we've been together, we're building, you're in a great neighborhood, you're at the best school, she wears the best clothes, and she said, you don't know me. You don't love me. And when she said it, it hit home because it brought back all of these emotions that I felt when I was in my toxic environment, when I was inside of my home. And there was nobody I could talk to. But what I did was, I took a look at my daughter and said, your feelings are real, your emotions are real. And I wanted to change that cycle because what I hadn't realized was I had become my mother. Oh God. I want to become her in looks. I want to become her educationally, but not emotionless. And so my daughter inspired me to become a mother. When she told me, you don't know me, you don't love me, it inspired me to say, you know what am I doing wrong? Inspiration can come from so many different things. It can come from experience. It can come from exposure. It can come from pain. It can come from education. It can come from just seeing something so magnificent like a beautiful sunset. And it opens your eyes to change yourself and to become better, hopefully, to do better. But as I walked on that journey, I thought so many times it didn't have to be this hard. You know, to change a legacy, you have to first identify that there's a problem. And a lot of times when you find inspiration or you find purpose, or when you identify there's a problem, that's how you change things. When we seek inspiration and try to find inspiration, we change over and over and over again. We don't stay the same. We don't keep the same friends. Imagine if we walked, you know, a road and stayed on that same road our whole life and never changed. We didn't look out and see anything more beautiful or anything that we could make better. We didn't take any accountability for anybody else, and even little things that we could change. We're like, no, we're on our road. We're safe. You know, I could have took the safe road and said, you know what, my daughter graduated from high school. I changed what my family looks like, but I didn't care enough to change what the demographic of the rest of my family looks like. And that wasn't enough for me. And so my children accepted the fact that my mom had a greater purpose than herself, and that's Rosemary's Babies. Mastering self-leadership is understanding who you are and going out here and helping others uplift themselves and their purpose, to help them find their morals and their beliefs and guiding principles for their life, so that even though you're a teen parent, you want to change that legacy. You don't want your daughter to be a teen parent or your son to be a teen parent. How do you break that cycle? How do you change the legacy? It starts with one person saying, enough is enough. And that's what Rosemary's Babies is. It's a place, it's me, I'm Rosemary, but it's me telling these individuals, everything is gonna be okay. I remember when I first launched back in November, and I said that in a speech, everything's gonna be okay. And this lady told me, she said, everything's not gonna be okay. How can you tell these teens that? Because sometimes that's what you need to hear. You know, and everything will be okay if you put the work in. If you set up a guiding principle for how to change the situation that you're in, how to change the problem. If you go out and find mentors, if you go out and seek education, if you go out and seek the tools to make it better, everything is going to be okay. If you make it to tomorrow, guess what? That means everything is okay because you made it to the next day. And so when I look back over all of these things, the struggles, the pain, the abuse that I put on myself, the abuse that I was exposed to, it's all a part of my testimony. It's all a part of a testament to faith, to what has inspired me to be better and do better. What inspired me to talk to each one of you today with no speech, nothing written, just what's on my heart. And in hopes that you will embrace what I am saying and walk away with something that when you see a stranger or see a teen parent, you don't judge them and say, it's their fault that they're pregnant, they should have known better. Because I remember when I was out there, I just wanted somebody to love me. I wanted them to love me. I didn't get love from home, so I wanted this man to love me. But I didn't know that when in loving me, he would hurt me. And so don't look at these people that are in poverty and look at these teen parents and look at somebody that's struggling with drug addiction and say it's their fault, they deserve what they get. You know what? They don't. They don't. But they don't deserve your criticism either. You know, inspire them. And sometimes it's just a matter of, you know what? Everything's going to be okay. I'm going to pray for you. I always tell people, you can't walk in my stilettos, but you can understand what my journey was like. How many obstacles come in your way, no matter how many people hate on you, no matter how many people try to kick you down. No one can beat you down lower than you, but no one can lift you up higher than you. You keep moving. You stay motivated. You find your own personal inspiration. You learn to master self-leadership so you can change the legacy of your children. Sponsorships and donations. Share our message. If you know someone, you know, if you know a teen, share our message. Share through social media. Tell people, I met this girl, I don't remember her name, but her program was named after a scary, frightening movie, Rosemary's Babies. And volunteer. We're always looking for volunteers to help. Again, my program started 6 months ago. So I am the social media specialist. I am the accountant. I am the person that did our first fundraiser in March and went and set up the hall. But I will be happy to say that again, God blessed me with 15 interns to help me along the way. But that's not enough when you're trying to be a global organization. Teen pregnancy is not just in Cincinnati. There are over 400,000 teen parents in the United States. And that doesn't account for outside of the United States. We also went online. What we do is we're on every social media platform because I wanted to meet teen parents where they were. And they're on social media. I remember my mom talked about me so bad and called me so many names that I couldn't even begin to tell anybody what I was going through mentally. And so to be on social media, it takes away that embarrassment. It takes away that in person I have to admit what I did wrong or that accountability. And it opens you up to be able to talk a little bit more about what you're going through. So teens can reach us through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. But not only can that teen reach us, the parent can reach us as well. So you can reach me at 513-813-TEEN. That is 513-813-TEEN. You can text me, you can call me. Our website is rosemarysbabies.co. If you don't remember any of that, Google Rosemary's Babies. Most of our program is free of charge. You can call me 24 hours a day and I will answer. I worked on a suicide hotline, so I'm used to being up. I'm used to the calls. I was talking to Mr. Ruffin earlier today, and he said, what is success? Success is my daughter, my niece, my nephews, my little cousins, because all of them went to college. All of them are doing so much better than I could have ever imagined. My daughter actually is the first one in her generation that will be graduating from a 4-year college with 4 degrees. How blessed am I? It took me 8 years. Teen parents aren't harming themselves by having babies. They're just making things in the road a lot tougher. But it doesn't mean that there's lack of hope. So again, Rosemary's Babies is that supportive resource. We provide resources, financial resources. People can come to our office and get help. But again, just being able to be there and inspiring change and the legacies for them and their children. So, any questions? Questions?
Is that your full-time job?
Oh God, yeah. So another part of that journey, right? Yes, it's my full-time job. I worked in the industry of nonprofit, and about 6 months ago, everything dropped out of my life. I lost my job. Things started happening in my marriage, and what I didn't know is God was moving things, and He was rearranging things because I wasn't listening. And, you know, I'm not saying everybody in here got to be all faithful and Bible pushers, because I wasn't. But a lot of times when we're not listening, He will expose us. And I believe that He was like, do what I told you to do. I graduated with my master's in 2015. And I actually built the Rosemary's Babies program in my master's program. And I kept saying, well, I got time. Let me work at this nonprofit. Let me get a little bit more knowledge. Wait a minute. Let me get my daughter off to college. Wait a minute. My son's about to be 16. I can do it. When, you know, he turns 18, and all of a sudden the world dropped from underneath me and doors started opening up. And Rosemary's Babies was built, and 501c3s and all these things within 30 days. And I'm like, this has to be something greater than me. You know, I was meeting people that I never thought that I would meet. And that inspired me when women will walk up to me and say, I was a teen mother and it's beautiful what you were doing, and would tell me their stories. That inspired me too. And so, yeah, was it scary? I think the hardest thing that I'm doing right now is walking by faith, because I've always had this stability in job and stability in knowing that, okay, this is here. And I'm learning more about me. Again, I'm changing. And I'm learning more about me, and as I walk on this journey, you know, I'm glad to see that there are people walking with me, but I'm even more so glad that the toxic people that were around me, I've learned to leave behind.